A system, a way women respond to men that 99% of guys are blind to without manipulation, without games. Okay, that is a massive, incredibly bold claim right out of the gate. But have you ever wondered why some people just effortlessly command attention while others struggle even when it feels like they're doing everything right? Well, today we're breaking down a source that claims to have literally cracked the code. Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into a fascinating psychological dating framework pulled from some really popular dating advice. Now, to be clear, we aren't here to judge it. We're just here to objectively deconstruct it piece by piece so we can really understand the exact interpersonal dynamics, the power shifts, and the mindsets it claims will completely change how you interact with others. So, here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the expectation mindset shift. Second, speaking the emotion language. Third, the psychology of earning attraction. And finally, the ultimate power-killing mistake. All right, let's jump right into Pillar 1, the expectation mindset shift. The source argues that everything, and I mean everything, starts with an internal shift. Basically, stop seeking permission and start assuming leadership. Look at the difference here. It's subtle, but man, is it powerful. Think about the asking mindset. Can I take you out? Sure, it sounds polite, but at its core, it's fundamentally seeking permission. Now, contrast that with the expecting mindset. I'm free Thursday, let's grab a drink. Notice how you aren't asking them to make a decision. You're stating a plan with absolute certainty. You're moving with real purpose. So, why is that asking phrasing considered such a bad idea? Well, it all comes down to the subconscious signals you're putting out there. When you ask, you're inadvertently telling the other person that they hold all the power, that they are the prize, and you're just, waiting around for their approval. The framework argues that putting someone else entirely in control is literally the fastest way to kill intrigue. Because at the end of the day, people are naturally drawn to leaders, not followers. But hold on, there is a massive warning label attached to this. This whole mindset fails instantly if it gets contaminated by neediness. The framework strictly defines neediness as double texting, chasing, or begging for a response when you're being ignored. If you state your plan and you get crickets, the rule is pretty blunt. Do not chase. You just move on. Moving along to Pillar 2, speaking the emotion language. This is where the framework digs into how specific types of verbal communication can actually trigger attraction, totally bypassing logical thought. Now, here's a classic trap so many people fall into. Logic-based language is what they call the resume approach. Listing off your great qualities, like how you have a solid job or you're a really nice person. But here's the thing. Attraction is not a logical choice. You can't debate someone into liking you. You actually have to use emotion-based language. You trigger feelings by creating mystery, a bit of unpredictability, and genuine emotional investment. To put it simply, stop the interview and start the intrigue. When you sit there firing off predictable, boring questions like, "So, what do you do for work?" or "Where are you from?" you are absolutely killing the momentum. You just become another typical, forgettable conversation. The strategy here is to swap out those mundane questions with playfully challenging statements that actually demand a reaction. Let me show you how this looks in practice, straight from the source. You seem like the kind of woman who secretly has a wild side that nobody knows about. Do you see what that does? It is not an interview question. It's a playful challenge. Now they have to respond. They have to play along or deny it or lean right into it. Boom. Suddenly you've pulled them into the dynamic, and you are the one steering the ship. All right, Pillar 3, the psychology of earning attraction. This section analyzes the specific behavioral conditioning tactics that actually make someone genuinely want to invest their time in you. The source breaks this down into 3 specific psychological triggers that act as the engine for earning attraction: the reward system, implied scarcity, and subconscious persuasion. Let's unpack each one of these. First up, the reward system. The golden rule here is that you only ever reward desired behavior with your attention. Honestly, the most common mistake people make in dating is rewarding nothing. Like, if someone is barely texting you back and you respond by sending a cheerful good morning text the next day anyway, you are literally giving your energy away for free. They didn't earn it. The tactic is to pull your energy back entirely when their effort drops, and only offer validation when they actually invest in you. The second trigger is implied scarcity. This leans on the classic economic principle that scarcity creates value. Think about it. If you're constantly available, always replying instantly, and saying yes to every single plan, your perceived value drastically plummets. Your attention needs to feel like a limited privilege they get to experience, not just a constant guarantee they can take for granted. And the third trigger is subconscious persuasion. Instead of taking by saying something like, send me a picture, which feels like a heavy-handed demand, you use persuasion. You say something like, I bet you're looking stunning right now, aren't you? You're planting an idea, making the action feel like it's entirely their own exciting choice. You make them want to prove something to you. But listen, even if you nail every single one of those triggers, there is one fatal error that will instantly destroy all of your progress. Pillar 4, the ultimate power-killing mistake. Within this framework, the rule is absolute. Never negotiate for attention. If you ever find yourself trying to convince someone to like you or reminding them why you're a great catch, or even worse, settling for friendship, hoping they'll magically change their mind, you've already lost their respect. And without respect, attraction is completely dead in the water. The source actually calls this behavior pick-me energy. It's practically begging for a chance. And the reason this is so destructive is that it sends a glaring signal to the other person that they are doing you a massive favor by being with you. People don't want to feel like they're doing charity work when they date. They want to feel like they've won a prize. Pick-me energy completely strips away that crucial feeling of winning something valuable. So what are you supposed to do when someone starts pulling away? The source lays out a very strict protocol, the one-strike rule. If they pull away once, you mirror their energy. No chasing, no explaining yourself. You just pull back, maintain your boundaries, and let them come to you. And the ultimate limit? 2. That's it. If they pull away a second time, they are gone, period. The source doesn't frame this 2-strike limit as a game. It's presented as an absolutely essential self-preservation mechanism. It's built to save you from wasting months of your valuable time, your money, and your emotional energy on someone who just isn't genuinely interested. So we've broken down the whole shebang, the expectations, the language, and the psychology driving this framework. But based on everything we've deconstructed today, I want to leave you with one final thought to chew on. Think about your own interactions. Are you actually leading, or are you just negotiating for their attention? The answer to that might just change how you approach absolutely everything. Thanks for hanging out for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.